We've got a bit of sibling on sibling drama. Oh no, this isn't sibling on sibling drama. This is sibling on boyfriend drama.
It is though. Sorry, true.
It kind of is, yeah. I caught my boyfriend sleeping with my twin brother. Story time. So, I have been holding this in for weeks because every time I try and talk about it, I either start laughing like a lunatic or feel physically ill. I started dating Steve almost 3 years ago. He was the kind of boyfriend who'd send flowers to my office just because he wanted to brighten up my day. He remembered my coffee order, and he really got my period cycle down to a T. Wow. My mum was fully convinced that he was the one. Even my therapist liked him. Wow. Which honestly should have been the first red flag. Now, I have a twin brother who we will call Dave. We've always been super, super close, like finishing each other's sentences close, but not weirdly close. We're normal twins. We're not weird twins. We'd have matching Halloween costumes, and all that jazz. And Steve and Dave, they got on really, really well, which at first I thought was really nice. Like, oh, my two favorite people are bonding. That was when it became a little bit intense. Steve would bring Dave his favorite snacks, tag him in memes before me, even called him his twin-in-law. Twin-in-law. That's not a real thing. But it got real when Steve started skipping our date nights, always with some excuse that he was working late or his gym class ran over. There was one time he was helping Dave move some furniture. Dave lives in his own studio flat with no furniture, so what were you moving? One night, I decided to surprise Steve. I had just come back early from a weekend with my mum and had the keys to his flat. Oh no. I decided to get a little hamper together. I got his favourite wine, his favourite cheese, and I grabbed a takeout. I wore the best lingerie I could find in my drawer, and he once said that the set I chose made me look like a goddess. I walk in, the lights are off, and I hear the noises. I thought, cool, maybe he's watching Game of Thrones without me. He was not. Yeah, God, that's where your mind automatically goes, isn't it? Game of Thrones, there's a lot of shagging going on in that. I follow the sounds. Listen, if he's watching Game of Thrones, no wonder he's a kinky little bastard because there's some weird stuff that goes on in that show. I follow the sounds all the way into his bedroom. I kid you not. I open the door and see Steve, my boyfriend, in my brother's arms. Both of them half naked. Which half? Which half? Which half? I really like the idea that it's the bottom half that is naked and they both got tops on. They just sat there cock out. Sup, sis? Daenerys is just finding out that she's actually been shagging her brother. Plot twist! Spoiler alert for anyone that's watching Game of Thrones and isn't up to that part. Sir, what other version of you and my brother are in bed am I supposed to interpret this as? Dave's face was pure panic. I stood there, took a long, dramatic sip of the wine out of the bottle, and then poured the rest all over Steve's white bed sheets, which, by the way, were a wedding gift from my aunt. God knows. I left in complete silence, drove to my best friend Amy's flat and screamed into a pillow for 45 minutes. Steve since tried to text me like, please can we talk? Talk about what exactly though, Steve? Whether you prefer me or my genetic clone? Dave wrote me a 6-page letter about identity and confusion and how it was a moment of weakness that spiraled. I said, yeah, so did Chernobyl, and look how that ended. And the worst part, my mum keeps saying, well, at least it's someone you already know and trust. Mother, shut up. Shut up. What do you mean? It's even worse. You came from the same womb. We have the same DNA. It's in his DNA. He was in some sort of D and it wasn't his DNA, let me tell you that for free. I haven't spoken to either of them since, but I did leave matching passive-aggressive reviews on both of their Instagram businesses. So, anyone know a good therapist for sibling betrayal? Sounds like you've already got a therapist, babe. Stick with her. I mean, she didn't have a good read on him, so. Because I think I just lived through the world's most traumatic episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Midlands edition. Oh, girl, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. At least, this was a fantastic way for both men to come out. And we can welcome them out of the closet with open arms. I think. There's a loaded situation here. Because we've got the betrayal of not only your partner, but your brother, whom you shared a womb with, who, let's face, you could have eaten in the womb, but you were gracious enough not to. You gave him the gift of life, and now you've given him the gift of Steve. The thing here is that relationship isn't going to go any further. What do you mean? Like, they can't start dating now, like, rock up to Christmas dinner and Steve and Dave are going to be sat there cuddling up. They're going to have matching stockings and you're going to be like, brilliant. They've ruined the family dynamic in one foul swoop, I fear. Yeah, maybe bake them some banana bread. That's, we've got the proof, so you may as well roll with it. Oh, that's really shit. How long were you and Steve together for, did it say? Oh, it didn't. 3 years! Golly. And they must have been fraternising for a while to know that it was acceptable to do something like that. I wonder when the first instance was. At least they know that. Yeah, maybe it was the whole relationship that was a lie. It was all a cover up. Well, no, because she did say that it started to get a little weird, I think, didn't it? That. Yeah, he'd started to skip on date nights and things like that. So, oh, girl, I'm so sorry. It says he's got no furniture, so I like the idea of them lying cock out on an airbed with like a laptop,
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.